Hi there, I'm Bhushan Pawar, working as application developer, and now we are going to learn about the multi-topic updates in Angular 6. So, about this topic is a whenever we are developing an Angular kind of application. So, in the UI, we mostly need the different kind of data sources to be updated simultaneously and asynchronously. So all these updates needs to be pushed to your application and may be reflected so in your UI. So in those cases we can use this kind of architecture for defining your UI to reflect and to retain your data in your Angular 6 application. So going with it, we will see the overview of this application. So the general use case of it. Later we will see what are the topics or the channels that we're talking about. Later, the open source or open server plugin system, which can be used once developed, can be plugged to any kind of system which can post data and updates to your application. Later we will see the more in Angular way. So what is the behavior subject, what are the multi-channel storages, and how we can use them for getting your channel storage. Later we will see the on-demand subscriptions for the runtime subscribers for getting the data updates to your from your data sources which are maintained by Angular. Later we will see the different kind of broadcasts that can be done using these channels and using this kind of architecture within your application and from the different data sources. And later we will see the demo for this thing. What are the use cases and what are the business requirements that you can touch on or you can see your application should fulfill on? So there are real-time updates. So you can see any kind of a system where you can see the live scores. You can do the real-time chatting applications like any kind of WhatsApp or any kind of regular chatting systems where you don't have to refresh your screens, but still the data appears on it, where there are the different data sources which are shared. If you have example of the different applications or collaborative applications, like when you can edit the same document on Google Drive at the same time from the different sources or from the different people from different locations. So those can be used as a shared data sources where the source is basically a data source where you can push and pull the or subscribe to the particular events, where in case if you are developing an Angular application where you are filling up some form but still you want that data to be reflected on the different components, and in that case so there are multiple components which are using the same data source. In that case you can use this kind of application. So there may be a case where your servers are sending the synchronous data updates. For example, if user is getting some data streams from your server, so in that case you can integrate these application structures or this kind of Angular architectures to your business feeds. In the case where you can, and the major good thing about this architecture is you can plug this system to any kind of a socket servers. You can plug it to the web push applications, or you can even connect to the different streams which are published or which are receiving or the data from the servers. So let's see. So what are the topics and what are the channels? So basically the topic is the kind of interest where people are ready to subscribe. You can even see the channels on TV, you can see the channels of FM, You can even see any kind of a source or the topic where people are interested into that. Even you can see the feeds which are being published, or the you can even see the feeds from Twitter. You can see the feeds from the weather departments or anything. So these topics can be narrowed down to your particular one-to-one chatting applications, and can be broader level at the whenever the people are watching at the TV channels. So there is a one broadcast which is happening. If we talk about the TV channels, there is a single broadcast, and but the broadcasters may be broadcasting to different topics, and there are many people watching to the different kind of channels. So in that case, there can be multiple topics, there can be multiple subscribers, and even there can be multiple broadcasts. So whoever is interested into the particular topics can have a subscription over the topics, and the broadcasts or broadcasters will distribute the information over the topics. So we will see how we can implement this kind of applications in Angular 6. So whenever we are saying there is an open server or an open pluggable system that we are declaring, so which is a real-time connected app. So if we need a real-time connected apps, then we can connect our systems to the sockets or web push kind of servers. In case if we are thinking of the auto refresh charting tools which are generating the data of your trading markets, or any kind of the analytical charts which are being fed with the data on every minute or every second, in that case we can connect to the particular data providers or as a string. In case where you're having a FX or a research data updates, then we can use SSE or any open stream systems which are publishing the data, and we can connect our applications to that thing. Later, if we are saying many listeners and one publisher, so there is a reader-writer problem. You can even think of it. And there are, for example, if you are filling up some form and the rest of the components are changing their values according to the inputs that you are entering. So for an example, if you are entering some text and the three different components are counting the number of characters, the number of capital characters, the length of the strings, and the different things. So for example, it's fine one component is finding some information related to the inputs, or kind of a thing that many listeners or the many components are dependent on your one component. Even in that case you can see it. So there is a strategic applications where there are a wide number of publishers and subscribers are used. In that case, large event application buses are fails. So for this kind of applications, so we cannot use the event bus. So event bus is a even Angular system where the Angular thing which can be used for passing the messages to others, but still it will fail because there are a lot of people who are emitting to that particular event. So in this way we can plug our system to your different requirements of the applications. So what we are covering when we are coding, so first thing is a behavior subject. So behavior subject is a subject where we will store the last emitted information of the topic. So whenever we are using behavior subject, and for example on a time 1 there is some information which is emitted, but somebody comes in at that time 2, so even he'll get the information which is last emitted onto his particular subject. Later when we comes to the observables, so observables are built over the subjects, where those are the event emitters written over or the wrapping over the behavior subjects. So whenever there is a change into the subject, the observables are responsible to emit that particular event. So whenever it emits, the subscribers come into the picture. So subscribers are the people, or are the candidates who are much interested in listening to that particular subject. So whenever there is a change, observable emits that event and subscribers consumes that event. So whenever we are subscribing and getting that information, it may be coming through some different data sources. So all the data sources are fed into the behavior subjects. Later, after this system is done, so whenever there is a updating to this system, there is a channel storage which is responsible for storing this information. And last but not the least is important one, we are building a system where the dynamic topics can be registered on the fly. So our system is much relevant to deploying any kind of system or any kind of topics or any kind of channels. So multiple topics can be added onto the runtime, so we don't have to add any topics to the system whenever we are booting up or starting up. So in the demo section, we will going to see the how to creating the topics at the dynamic stages, how to add the supporting methods to them, connecting to the different kind of data sources, connecting into the components, how to consume as a subscribers, publishing and subscribing to the events. So this is how this will work, and thank you for watching.